So, finally have all the rest of the parts that I think I need before I drop a battery in this thing and hopefully get it running. But first, I got a story to tell. Alright, before I get started putting parts on though, I got a story to tell. So, about a month or two ago, taxes hit, you know, money gets frivolously spent. Well, one of my friends was looking at getting a project car, and so we're scrolling through Marketplace, just checking different shit out, and I came across a 2005 speed TDI manual Beetle, and I've always kind of wanted one. They were always kind of a dream car to own, just because, hood stack, roll cold, they look funny, sound funny, like, always wanted one. So I made a joke and was like, ha ha ha, if you buy me this, I'll give you the 240, I'll trade you, no questions asked. And they were like, well, I don't know anything about 240s, and I was like, good, because haha, funny joke, right? Like, but I kept pressing it just for the joke, whatnot. And later that day, they actually hit me back up and was like, fuck it, let's do it. I don't see why not. Like, let's go do it right now. And I was like, well, what are you fucking talking about? Like, why now? Like, why are you being serious about it? And they're like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna come pick you up, we'll hop in the car and go grab it right now. I was like, oh, well, fuck. So we drove out to Hendersonville, Tennessee, ended up grabbing the car and brought it back, and instantly I started having some regrets, I guess you could say. But I was like, you know what, fuck it, the 240's got a lot of work. Like, I don't know if it's going to be a good car for me. The diesel Beetle is something I've always truly wanted, so I was willing to make the trade, right? Well, as I started driving the Beetle more and realizing, like, it's got a lot of issues, the hood stack dumps all the coal right into the passenger side window, like, it was kind of problematic to drive. And I also thought about it more, and as stated in previous videos, this used to belong to my best friend Preston, and he's owned this car for like 10 years now, and it's got a lot of sentimental value to him. And obviously he was not very stoked whenever I told him. And I mean, granted, it's my car, like, I can do what I want, but like, I wasn't taking into effect like the meaning behind it, all the sentimental value that it had. Like, this was his first, like, do it everything himself car. This was his first, like, I control everything on this car. And so, like, after thinking about it, I was like, dude, I cannot do that. Like, I can't fucking trade it. I would feel like a piece of shit. So I ended up canceling the VW. Ended up getting the person a different car. We ended up picking them up it's either a 99 or a 2000 GS300. Got the 2J in it. Fun car for what they're trying to do. But I almost fucked up and got rid of this thing. But it's here. And obviously, I've got parts for it. It's not all the parts. I still need to buy a battery and, finish up the relocation kit and all that. But theoretically, this should be the main thing I need left before I can technically try and start this car. So I forgot to film it just because I started cracking in on it and forgot. But I got the new rotor on. I'm going to put the brake calipers on, but something tells me my brake pads are too short, which doesn't make sense because when I ordered them from Rock Auto, it clearly says well, it's the radiator, but it's for a 93 Nissan 240 SX. So I don't understand why they're not fitting. They don't fill the space all the way, which I highly doubt that that's correct and that I should be driving like that, obviously. So I'm probably going to have to order new brakes at some point. I'm hoping for now just to move the car. These will work. I don't plan on driving on them legitimately until I can get proper ones that fit, but yeah, that's snag number one so far. Alright, so after a call to a buddy, he said that it should be fine to just move the car like this, but obviously I'm going to need to buy new brake pads, throw those in there. But theoretically, fluid lines pushed in, I just need to tighten the 2 retention bolts. But theoretically, front brake is on. I gotta go do the other side, get that tidied up, and then front brakes should be good to start adding pressure and be able to move the car consistently, i.e. flat tow it to a friend's house until I get it completed, and then I can drive it into my steep ass driveway.
Several days later.
What's up, shitbags? I'm back. So I posted on my Instagram story, which will be here somewhere. I got a bunch of new parts. I've got headers, ISR power steering reservoir kit, as well as a new plate from, I think it's Plasma Cut. I'll have to look at it and get the right name, whatever. But new plate that covers the fuel hatch and is a battery seat, so that's super sick. And then I got the Radium bulkhead bolt kit so that I can fix my fucking fuel sending unit wires, because they're all chopped to shit and look like ass. So I need to redo that entire thing. So I'm gonna at least try and start with the headers. It's fucking, what, 1:30 in the morning? I'm just now getting started. So let's at least do something simple for tonight. See how far I get. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna try and start with the headers first, see how far I can get on this tonight. All it should be is, what, 8 bolts, and the O2 sensor, I can pull all that out. The FlashShark headers, I'm not too familiar with. I know everybody usually goes to ISR for this car, but we're gonna start with this and see if they fit. So I put this gasket on, and I don't know if I have it 100% correct or if this is just a fitment, but it's got a little bit of that overhang there, and then on some of the ports, it's not 100% flush on them, but I'm just going to assume that that's how that gasket goes. I'm sure it'll still seal just fine. Sorry about the camera going back and forth, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that those are fine, and it's not really going to bother anything. So let's try and slip these headers on and see if they actually fit. Oh my fuck. These headers are not fitting, so I'm probably gonna have to hammer them to clearance them. Problem with that is I can't get the bitches back out. They're kind of jammed in there. I don't know how they fell in there, but they did, and now they're stuck. So not having a good time trying to pull all this out. I'm getting hot. I'm getting frustrated. Again, it's like probably 2 a.m. at this point. So if I can get them out, I might hammer them tomorrow and just do something different tonight, because this is getting fucking annoying. So I got the headers back out. They're having an issue clearancing right here, which I figured they would. So I'm gonna try to hammer the motherfucker and see if I can beat enough in without completely crushing the fucking thing and ruining the header, so I don't have to put on my old headers. So wish me luck. So after some letting out the aggression, I tried to hammer that a little flatter just so I can get some more room, see if it'll fit in between the rack, because that's where I'm having my most trouble with, is trying to get shit through here. It doesn't want to maneuver enough to try and slide in there. So hopefully I hammered it enough that it'll clear but not mess anything up, but we'll see. All right, I'll try hammering it more. It does not want to fit still. I gotta hammer it in a different spot. I pretty much hammered it where it didn't fucking matter. So I'm gonna try to use my ball peen tomorrow when it's not 2 a.m. and I'm hammering on shit. So I'm gonna call it for tonight and just accept the defeat for right now. So see you guys later.